Hi, my name is Monique Hobbs, and I'm here this evening discussing professional disposition of learners as a teacher, as a special education teacher, and what that actually means. When it comes to special education teachers, we are to always exemplify a professional behavior or conduct. The students are allowed to contribute with the goals planned for the classroom when we're able to conduct ourselves in a professional manner. They feel safe, they feel secure, and they feel confident in trusting what we are demonstrating or what we are actually executing in the classroom, what we're advising them to do. They feel confident in our capabilities of instructing them and leading them in a way that would promote them to go even higher in their learning. Also, the learning atmosphere is supported not just by the teacher but also by the student when they're able to engage and able to participate in the classroom. For example, going to the classroom and going inside the classroom and actually writing their answers on the board, being able to actually um, the other students engaging in the answers, giving the answers and showing the answers, going with step by step what how they derived at their answers. All of that is active participation within the classroom. All of that entails um, allowing the student to be confident in their decision making. It's like a data form informed decision making that they're doing live at that point. And these are different measurements that we as special education teachers can actually implement in our classroom to promote a positive learning experience. Also, formulating with your colleagues and other general educators as a special education teacher would also promote best practices and a positive learning environment for the students and a win-win outcome for the profession of teaching. Um, I also want to touch on the different disposition, the learning qualities of the different dispositions that you should have as a special education teacher. There are various ones that are really important. They really play an integral role in the success of a special education teacher. But I just want to touch on a few of those to just see if you feel that you are committed to being a teacher, such as the being friendly and being committed to the profession of teaching is important. I do believe I possess those qualities because of the fact that I am a committed person. Whenever I go to do anything, I feel that, and I know that I am committed to the end. I see it through. That stick to itness, that perseverance, that the goal being goal oriented. All of those qualities are what a teacher, in addition to a special education teacher, should possess and should have. And I do know I possess those qualities. Also, being an advocate and a promoter of your student or of your individual, that is very important because you're not going to really protect someone that you don't believe in. So it's imperative that you have a realistic goal for your individual, but also believe in them. Believe that they can achieve what you or what they have desired or stated that they want to achieve. And believing that they can learn, because all students can learn. It's just the atmosphere that they are in, that they must be in as an individual in order to learn. So that, with that being said, you have to be that advocate for your student, because you're going to be the one spending that time with them. You're going to be devoting that time with them. You're going to be with them day in, and you're going to be showing them, instructing them, and showing them the best practices on how to learn. But then it has to be individualized as well. So while you're teaching them, you have to learn what their strongness, what their strengths and weaknesses are. So that way you can devise a lesson plan that is centered around their individual learning. That's very important. And lastly, I want to touch on not lastly, next to the last, I want to touch on what I do need to work on and what some of you may share as a first education year teacher, special education teacher, what you would need to work on. Be patient with yourself. All of us have a growth process. And I know with me, at times I can be impatient, very impatient with myself because I want to hurry up and I want to learn the information. I want to learn the material so that way I can be the best teacher I can be for my students. But I still have to allow my time for growth. So that's important. Please allow your time for growth. Be patient with yourself. And don't be so hard on yourself because we are our worst critic. And this is last. Although teachers should have a high expectations for their students, it should also be realistic. I did touch on that earlier within this presentation. The goals should not be centered around you, so you should not be biased, but it should be centered around the individual. Also, moreover, being culturally responsive, being sensitive to the individual culture, learning their culture and creating that learning environment for them. Having a negative environment by promoting your own personal biases would prove detrimental to the student as well as the family. It will wreak havoc on the relationship that you're trying to develop with the family and with the student. And it would also create and ultimately disrupt the learning environment. So these are all things that need to be a part of your first year as a special education teacher and really throughout your teaching profession. I hope my information that I have shared with you today was helpful. Thank you.